Hi, everybody. Welcome to 2D Design and the new spring semester. My name is Diana Corvell. I will be your instructor this term, and this is going to be a quick overview of how our class is structured so that you can be informed for the very start of the new year and the new semester. So first and foremost, this is an asynchronous class. So what does that mean? There's no required meetings, right? You don't have to attend anything live. You're going to be engaging with the content on your own time each week while being sure to hit some due dates each week. So each week will be broken into module content. So you're going to have everything that you need for that week: lesson demos, lesson content, discussions, assignments, right? An overview page kind of outlining what we're going to be doing that week and what the due dates are. So you have everything encapsulated in that module for that week, and you just have to engage with that and hit those due dates, and that's what's going to be expected for your asynchronous class. So there are two optional live synchronous Zoom meetings that if you would like to attend, you are welcome to. The first is on January 18th. That is our intro to the class Zoom where you can ask me questions live. We're going to be going over Canvas more thoroughly. Anyone who has questions on that, I will be recording that, relevant portions of it. So for those of you who cannot attend live, it will be posted onto Canvas as soon as we complete that. And then there's going to be our final critique on May 22nd. That's a Monday. So those are our two optional Zoom meetings should you want to attend. The last one is very fun. We do, it's kind of more a live critique of our final projects, just getting a chance to look at that together and celebrate the progress that we've made. There's also options for synchronous office hours. Now, because I am a new proud mom, I am requiring email signups in advance of the office hours. So to sign up for the office hours, which are available on Mondays and Wednesdays, you just have to contact me via email right up until 9 a.m. on the day that you want to meet with me. So after 9 a.m., then you'll have to wait till the next office hour. But yeah, so appointments are necessary. You have to sign up via email. You can either use my SMCCD email or you can use Canvas Inbox. Either is okay, but the important thing is it's something available to you, but you have to let me know when you're going to be there so that I can use my time wisely here. Okay, so it's also a pretty feedback heavy class where you are going to be submitting your work each week to two different places. So the first place is an assignment portal where I get to see your work. And then the second is a discussion thread where your classmates get to see your work. So you're getting feedback from two different sources each week. So when you submit it to me, I'm the only one who sees it. There's an option for submitting comments, a little comment section with your work, with your images. So if you have any questions or something where you really want your personalized feedback that I give each week to address these specific issues or questions you had with any one assignment, that's what you're going to be putting it into the comment. You're just going to be asking me questions there. And that's a great way to approximate more face-to-face communications and make sure that the feedback I give you each week is something that you are really looking for and need. So yeah, you're responsible for looking at the feedback I give you each week. So every time you get a graded assignment, that means that you have gotten feedback from me. So sometimes I'll do video, sometimes I'll do written, sometimes I'll do drawing overlays, right? It's going to be multiple different kinds of feedback depending on the assignment. But if you are someone who does not want to receive video feedback, if you really prefer written feedback, that works better for you, just let me know, email me in advance, and I will make a mental note next to your name not to include video for any of your assignment feedback. But that's what I do. I give everyone personalized feedback each week. And so really you're getting a lot of my time and attention each week to help you improve, right? So that means it is your job to be accessing that feedback every week And within the assignment instructions for every assignment, every weekly assignment, you're going to have at the very bottom a bunch of hyperlinks saying, oh, how do I do this? How do I, like, troubleshooting? There's a whole tutorial I did on how to access instructor feedback so that you don't ever miss anything that I am doing, because that's a really important part of the class. I spend a lot of time giving that feedback. It is 100% your job to be accessing that feedback. And if you're not, then you're missing a critical part of the course and you probably won't do very well. So be sure to access that feedback in a timely fashion every week. And you'll know that you've gotten feedback, as I said, if you have gotten a grade on something. So, okay, what else? If you ever have questions about the feedback you've received, just email me, because that's always an option, right? I always remind you at the end of like whatever feedback video or whatever written comments, I say, if you have any questions, if there's anything that needs more clarity from the feedback I left you, just reach out, because I won't know if something is confusing for you until you let me know. Okay. So I mentioned discussions. That's the other part of the feedback you receive, where you post your work. In addition to the assignment post for me, you post it in a group forum thread, a weekly forum thread, so that folks can see your work and give you feedback on it, and you give feedback on other classmates' work. So I monitor these discussions, but really it's meant to be you receiving feedback from classmates and you getting a little bit of practice looking at other people's work and giving them the feedback. Each semester I have a few students who maybe feel a little uncomfortable giving constructive criticism. All I can say to that is, it's really helpful to have another pair of eyes look at your work and give you feedback on it. So instead of looking at it like you are criticizing your classmates, look at it like you are trying to help them see it through another pair of eyes. It's really very helpful. So you submit your work to these graded threads and you reply. And so these due dates are generally Sundays where the assignments are due, and then you post your work to the threads on a Sunday also. And then you reply to the threads, at least two classmates. You reply to that by Wednesday. Generally, those are the due dates, Sunday and Wednesdays. Now, Canvas will not remind you about the reply due dates. I don't know how yet to make Canvas do that, but for right now, it is 100% on you to make a little note in your calendar, make a little note on your schedule, put a reminder in your phone for each Wednesday. But that is actually the majority of places where students will lose points, is that they are not being reminded for the due date for Canvas. Canvas will remind you about the posting date, but not the reply date. And so I'm here to just help you get the most points. So make sure that you're setting a reminder for yourself, since Canvas will not do that for us. So that's how it is. But and late submissions will not be graded. So unless you've emailed me in advance to say, I have this illness, I have this, extenuating circumstances that just can't be avoided, the due date applies to you. So you have to get that in. And if you submit it late, there is no guarantee I will grade it. So there's a 2-week window for those discussions, but once I've graded them, I'm not going back to regrade them. So you want to be on time so you can get the most out of them. And then finally, the other thing that students lose a lot of points on for the discussions is they don't read the rubric. So I have a rubric, I have instructions for accessing the rubric. Make sure you're reading the rubric so you know what each discussion, what is expected of you. And as long as you're going in, you know what's expected of you, you'll do wonderfully with those discussions. Okay, so what are some kind of like other tidbits that will help you succeed in this course, other than obviously, being on top of that due date, that second reply due date? That's a big one. There are a lot of discussions in this class. You want to be reminding yourself about that. I would say utilize that comment section I was talking about, right? So this way you're submitting your work, and if you have any questions for me, you're writing them down in the comment section with that submission portal. I'm the only one who can see it, but this way it really makes sure that the feedback you're getting is tailored to what you need. So take advantage of that comment thread, comment option. This may seem simple, but read every assignment instruction, especially as you are just starting to get to know how the flow of my course runs. if you've taken my classes before, even still, make sure you're reading through everything that is being asked of you so you feel very confident about what's happening and what you need to deliver that week. And then also make sure you're advancing through all of the module content, right? So I'm not really filling this class with any fluff. There's everything in here is meant to be there. So I've made it as condensed as I can, but that means that if I've included it in that week's module, in that week's lesson content, make sure to read it or watch it or what have you. So a good rule of thumb would be, especially for those of you maybe accessing our course content via your cell phones, go to the modules page and make sure you're on that week's module. Start with the overview page, gives you a great, soup to nuts of what is expected that week and due dates, and then advance through all of the module content so that you are sure you don't miss anything. I found that sometimes the Canvas app won't intuitively share that content. So make sure you're doing that. Ask questions if you need clarity on absolutely anything. There is no such thing as a stupid question. I'm sure you've heard teachers say that before, and that applies to my class as well. I want to know if you want clarity on something, and I'm happy to do that. Just truly reach out. And then, yeah, there's a window for both your weekly assignments and your discussions. So you will lose points for late submission, but after a certain point, the assignment closes, the portal closes. And unless you have an extenuating circumstance that you've reached out to me about, you will be out of luck for that assignment. So really be on time with your work. That is probably the number one reason that students lose points. But there is one thing that is a bonus feature of this class, which is I will drop the lowest grade. You have the option to drop your lowest grade. So at the end of the course, the lowest grade for your, finished assignment work, not the discussions, but your finished assignments, we can drop that grade, and that is a little freebie for those of you who might be grade conscious. All right, so hopefully this will be a stellar year, a stellar semester for all of us. Really looking forward to seeing what you create, and welcome.